Hi, my name is Lauren and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom Inc., reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives. Today's world
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
Hey, hello, and welcome back to another edition of Talk Show Kings. I am excited, and I'm more excited because we got one of our kings back. He was missing last week, but he's back with us. But anyway, I want to say this right now. We want to thank the producer of the show, Mr. Felix Washington, and we want to thank all the folks in Douglasville, Georgia, and all the folks around the universe for inviting us into your homes again. And once again, we come with two hot, strong topics. And not to mention, I want to say something else too. You see on the screen, we are moved by private donations to keep this thing moving. And we asking people, please donate to keep this thing going, to bringing you news, updated news in our community about dealing with any topics. See, we can say anything because we got God on our side. Right, producer? Anyway, before I start, I want to introduce myself. I am King Ralph, and to my left is...
I'm King Darwin, and to my left...
I'm King Eric.
And together we are
the Talk Show Kings.
Wham! Let's get to it. We have two hot topics today. One, we're going to be talking to a person who I've known over 10 years, a delightful, spiritual, down-to-earth individual. I don't know what I can say about her, but I can tell you one thing. I'm about to read her background in a minute, but I just want to speak on her because I've known her grandkids, her kids, and I'm going to tell you something. a beautiful person and all of that. She is a person that work in the superior courts, and you're going to know she's a clerk, and I'm going to get to her in a minute. Now, she's here today. She's going to be talking about how you can lose your home while living in it. And our second topic is, do you believe in the paranormal, or do you believe in ghosts? Strange. They're going to be a second topic of the show. But right now, I like to give my background into the lady that I'm going to introduce to her. And right now, her name is Annetta Danley Stembridge, a graduate of Douglas County High School, a graduate from high school, graduate from Point University with a Bachelor of Science degree in Christian Ministry, downtown Douglasville, 35-year business owner, teacher in Douglas County High School, a playwright, legal advocate. Annetta Danley Stembridge brought these skills to the Superior Court Clerk's office and created an office laced with honesty, integrity, and efficiency, team, united and excellent, community service. She said she would, and she did. And before I start, I'm going to get on the set in a minute. Ms. Stembridge, I also want to congratulate you from your second term into office. I don't want you to know I voted for you. You probably see my name, right? But we're here today on a serious note, guys. The first topic, a lot of folks don't know this. You can lose your home while living in it, right under your nose. She's going to bring us information, and I'm going to tell you something. She's been doing a lot of commentary about this, and I can't wait to hear, because I am a homeowner. So if you're trying to buy a home, you better take advice and listen to what this woman got to say. So let's start with you first. But first, before we start, is any of you guys want to say something to this woman before she starts?
No, I don't have anything at
See,
the moment.
that's how guys get when
I'm
a woman
excited
come on
and waiting
stage.
to hear
Y'all
her
do
talk.
that.
Am I ready?
Yeah, it should be on this list.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Stembridge, tell us about how you can actually lose your home.
Well, I've been the clerk at Douglas County Courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
I am the clerk of Superior and State Court. And when I first started, almost 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I walked into the record room, which is a part of our office, and there was a lady standing there crying.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to her, "How can I help you? What's wrong?" She said, "I don't own my house anymore." And she said, "I went to visit my daughter. I came back home with my suitcase, and somebody else lived in my house." And I was just devastated, because I'd never heard of it before. So we checked the deed, and sure enough, it had been put in someone else's name.
Wow.
Now, as the clerk, we have no authority over what you file. And what has happened, all of us know that you can go to the internet and pull up anything you want, any form that you want. And when they bring a form into our office, as long as it meets certain criteria, the law says we have to file it. And that's how things get filed. We cannot question what you file if it meets the criteria for the office. And the forms look authentic. So someone had quick claimed a deed over to, I don't know whether that was a fake person or whether it was actually to them. But the fake notaries, they get a fake notary, and they, authenticate their signature, and that's how it's done. And we don't have a lot now. I was instrumental in advocating for change, and we created a system called Fans, where you can sign up online, and what it does, it notifies you if somebody comes in and they are doing anything to your deed. Then you'll be notified. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to stop them.
Okay.
But what it will do, it would allow you to act quickly. And if you act quickly, most likely you can get it reversed. But if you don't act quickly, a lot of times you can lose your house.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry to cut you. That's what got me. I'm not that far from the courthouse. Should I go there once a month or every 2 months or what? How long does this take place?
Well, if you sign up for fans, if somebody's trying to steal your deed or if they steal it, you will know because somebody did something to your deed. Now, the best thing for you to do is come up and look at it and see what happened. And then you can reverse it real quick. But if you let it stay there, a lot of times the courts, the banks use it, and it's hard to get it reversed. And a lot of times they don't get it reversed.
Wow, and for the audience that's looking on right now, I be remiss if I don't bring this out there. You can call in, make your calls brief, so you can talk to Ms. Stembridge. But that's interesting. Any of you guys want to respond to that? Because I have more questions, but I want you guys to get a shot.
Yeah, so I have a question about that.
Okay.
So basically, I can be sitting at the house with my deed in my property,
Right.
and someone can come knock on the door and say this is their house.
That's right.
So do you
a lot
have
of
to?
times that owner can get evicted. There was another situation where this guy had moved his mother into his home, and he didn't check on the house. And so when he came back to check on the house, a guy had moved in, a contractor had remodeled the house, and he said, "No, this is my house. I bought it." So all the paperwork for that contractor was in place. And he said, "Well, let me call him." Of course, he didn't answer the phone, and the phone was disconnected. But a lot of the contractors are still in homes. They watch
Wait a
them.
minute. So he was a swindler also. He was swindler the person that bought
That's
the house.
right.
Oh, God, that's a three-party act. Then
Yes.
now.
And, I think contractors watch houses, and, they take them and remodel them.
So the position you're in, it's a busy job for what you're doing?
Oh, Lord, yes.
Really?
There's a lot.
One question I have,
Okay.
because they have to have the signature of the owner, on the documents. So isn't it a way that the homeowner can prove that that's not their authentic signature on
They
the document?
can eventually
And they
in
can go
court
to
or
that.
whatever,
Yes.
but a lot of times it has to get to court before those things can be
It's
reversed.
going to be a long process. Then.
It could be, and the best thing is to get an attorney.
That's more money. I mean, I'm
Yes.
losing money. It's my own home.
It's been horrible to see. The fans has worked fairly well. In Douglas County, we didn't have any the last year, but during my term, we've had about 8.
Really?
Yes, in the 4 years, and I think Fulton County has a lot, and of course there are bigger counties, and Gwinnett and DeKalb.
Now, to fill this thing out, that it's called fan. Now, does it cost me money to get on that?
It's free.
Oh, thank God. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I believe Labor Day is Monday, right?
I'm
gonna be there Monday. I'm so serious.
Yeah. Well, you can sign up online.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the fans. Just go to our website, Douglas County.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you can use say the website right now? Can you say it to the audience?
Well, it's celebratedouglas.org.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but that's interesting.
Yes, and
I go to the court all the time, and in the back of my head, I'm guilty. And just talking to you now, I feel so guilty. I be thinking, oh man, they got an easy job. But the way you just hit me with it, I felt bad. He's like, yeah, you tired because you got everybody dealing with in your hand. You got to make quick decisions and things you don't know. You got to get work, send people out to get back to you and make sure it's accurate. That's got to be
lot.
rough.
Yes.
So let me ask you this: Are
Okay.
they just Are there just people that's just looking at homes that's empty and doing this? Because I'm sure that if the person is paying a mortgage to a bank, I mean, it's still happening to them as well.
Yes. There's a man in the cab, and you can pull it up on YouTube. Somebody put a second mortgage on his house, and then he didn't know it, so it foreclosed, and this company took his house. The lender took the house, and now he has to pay rent to the lender.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I think his rent went up to like his $2,500 is what he paid. He'd been in the house for like 18 years and had a really decent mortgage, and now he's $2,500. He's fighting it. I don't know where he is right now, but it was
You
just a
saying
hard
a lot on the
situation.
stack of Bibles. I would be there on Tuesday morning. I'm so serious. I've been in my house over 10 years. I have a beautiful home, and the worst thing, somebody else, and that was a good question you asked, Keen Eric, because not paying market, that same guy got to pay.
Yes, he's paying a mortgage. Well, he's paying rent. I'm sorry, he's paying rent to the company.
But is he fighting it in court right now?
Yes, he is. It is in court.
Process.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
been a
that's
long process.
A second mortgage. But if a person owns a home and he has a mortgage, and he still have to pay that mortgage to sell that house, or for somebody to come over and even if they was to say they're quick deeding that house over to them, they still would have to assume that mortgage. And the mortgage company has to file the paperwork as well when that transaction is being
Well, what happens with a lot of the mortgage companies now, some people they've gone to banks, and the banks have accepted these documents because they look authentic. Banks don't question unless they don't look real, So the documents look authentic. We take them. And the law says we cannot question a document unless it does not meet our criteria.
So have y'all ever, has anybody ever gotten their home back from that happening to them?
I don't know of any that have actually gotten their homes back, the situations that I'm aware of.
Wow.
But, I do know that there are some that have gotten their homes back because they acted quickly. See, if you are notified, and so, the next day you get on it, you can get it riveted. But if you don't.
So what's happening? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go.
No, so what's happening to the people that's committing the fraud? Is it any charges? Are they being charged with a crime?
If they can catch them.
Yeah, I mean,
if they can get them, it's like any other crime,
Right, like in another bigger county, Fulton County, DeKalb.
Yeah,
and if it's happening, are they prosecuting these people?
They will if they could, but
Yeah.
see, a lot of times they get away with it, and unless you get that court to reverse it, it's not looked upon as a crime.
Yeah, that's serious.
But let me ask you something. Now here you are a clerk. Are you over only Douglasville County?
Yes, there's 159 counties, and there's a clerk for each county.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So you just reside over Douglasville, and that's it?
Douglas, the state and superior courts.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay then. And that was a good question what King D was saying. And I'm glad you say when they call you, you get on it. Because I was thinking, if you're going to go there, shouldn't a person get a call before they say this is your house? Shouldn't, and you say you're not going to question it?
We can't call. We can't question. There's the Open Records Act, and that allows you, like, you can come in and pull up anybody's deed that you want to.
I am signing up.
And the Open Records Act, because of that, we can't stop certain things. Now there is a bill that is proposed, Bill 1292, and what it is saying, it's requiring us to ask for license. But, and that may deter some of them, but I don't see that totally working, because these people come in, everything they have looks authentic, you know, from license to,
Gosh,
and
that's rough.
we're not legal advocates, we're not paralegals, we're not attorneys, so we can't investigate. You know, if we investigate it, that would be a whole nother job, you know,
Yeah.
and we don't have the manpower to do that, nor does the law allow us to. So that probably won't totally work. It could be a deterrent, but it won't totally work. And it hasn't been signed. If it's signed, the governor would have to sign at the beginning of the year.
Really?
Yes.
Phew, man. So in your office, you must be stacked, swamped with things, right?
Yes.
Ooh, and I used to want your job.
It's
You
a
could have
lot.
that job.
I didn't know before I became clerk. I did all of my research, all of my history and everything, but I had no idea, you know.
Really?
But I do like the job. I like serving the people.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of community stuff. So I love it, but it is not easy.
Really?
It's not easy.
You know, and I didn't want to say this, but I got to say this on camera. I haven't seen Annetta since, I think, Katrina, right? Since, not Katrina, I'm sorry,
No,
that's
it
New
wasn't
Orleans,
that
I'm sorry.
The pandemic.
The
right.
pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Katrina, I'm thinking New Orleans, my hometown. And when I seen you, I was like, oh my God, I felt so good seeing you again, because I thought about your grandkids. And it was a warm feeling, you know. And then you said they're men now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then I invited you to the show because I know you had to bring something big here, because there's a lot of friends, personal friends I know own homes, and I'm so serious. I did not even know this. And that's scary. And if anybody want to call in right now and they are dealing with this right now, getting this information, you want to call in and ask any questions, feel free. The numbers on the screen. And also we're asking once again, we want to keep this thing going in this community. We're asking you for donations to help us out, because we only get private donations. And don't forget the thumbs up. So, hey, what do you got to lose just calling in? Now, another question. You know, Lionsgate just opened up. But did you have something to do with that, with Lionsgate?
Well, I signed the documents.
Oh, okay.
I signed all the documents
Oh.
just to verify signatures of the attorneys, whoever is signing the materials. That's all. But
that's
you know,
all.
anything that comes into this county, buildings and businesses, I sign it
Whoa.
or I stamp it.
That's a lot of power
Yeah,
there.
it's hard to sign all of the documents that come through. So some of them I do have to stamp.
Okay.
Yes.
Man.
I got a question for
Uh-huh.
you. Okay, now being that your background, you were doing plays and all of that. What made you switch and move over to this?
Well, if you note, I said I brought all of that to the office. I'm probably first I'm the first African American that ever held this position as clerk of
really?
Superior Court. Yeah.
Man.
And I brought all of that, and believe me, I utilize all of my skills and talents. We just shot a video for the jury. I didn't know about you guys. We probably would have gotten you to do it, but we hired a photographer who shot it for us. And so I'm a legal advocate. I represented people in Social Security disability cases and, like food stamps, SSI, if they got turned down. So that helps. Everything I've ever done, and I teach in my office, I train. So all of those skills I bring to that office. and I'm probably the clerk that's very different, you know.
But wait a minute, you're being modest, because when I say I know her personally, this woman, you helped a lot of folks. I know what you do, charities. I know the events you do, and you just take it. I used to say, why you do it? You say, you know, you just want to help people. And then for you, you know,
Exactly.
actually you touched me and you say you the first African mother in there. I'm like, what? And you didn't even tell me that. Look at you. I'm so proud
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
I know
Thank
my
you.
wife is looking at this. She was like, yay.
Yeah, we used to, you probably talking, we used to feed the hungry. Yeah, I fed the hungry out of my beauty shop.
I remember.
I'd go to the plaza and we would
That's
feed
right.
the hungry, yeah.
I used to
So-
come to the shop. She have all them women's in there. I'm entertaining them women's.
Yeah, you did.
No, but you have a spirit upon you that people just love about you, want to be around you, and I'm just so honored that you're here right now, because I know now. I hope we do some things in the future. You know, if you ever need somebody to come to your set, you got the King sitting here, right, guys?
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I love doing things in the community. We just had a forum Thursday about the house thieves and excuse me, appealing, Board of Equalization, tax assessments, and we covered all of the real estate issues that we encounter in the county, and it was a
Okay.
pretty good turnout. And we have a women's conference coming up October the 19th. We're honoring the 10 of the most powerful women in Douglas County.
I know you're gonna be on that board, right?
Not this time. I got a few.
What? Okay.
We're culminating with our clerk. Excuse me, not clerk. Our chairman of the commissioners.
Okay.
Y'all know they just got not guilty
Oh, really?
sentence. A not guilty verdict. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's good.
Yes, and I thought that was very good. We had 3 commissioners that were accused of something, and I was so pleased that they got off.
Oh,
So
that's
she
good.
will be a part of that, because she's
Man.
been very powerful in the community.
Okay, that's great. That's great. One more question. You were saying the people of Douglasville, the most important thing they should pretty much do is sign up for fans.
Fans.
Fans, FANS.
Right.
Okay, and every county has fans.
Yes.
Every county has fans.
Yes.
Okay, so that's something that everybody should know too.
Yeah,
that
that's
every
all over
county should
the
have fans,
state
not
now.
just Douglasville.
Yeah.
So anybody that is a homeowner definitely should sign up
That's
and
right.
get on that record for the fans, because sound like that's the only thing that can really help you. You know,
That's
stop
right.
that.
And we've had, obviously, a lot of people in Douglas County have signed up, because we have not had any, to our knowledge. Now, something could have happened and we didn't know it. But
I didn't sign, and I'll be there Tuesday morning. I promise you.
Did y'all have anything to do with that squatters law that they had? Like for the squatters, that's a big thing going on.
See,
down
we
there.
don't do that. That's the commissioners.
Okay.
You know, and remember now, we don't make laws. We just take filings. You know, you come in there, if you want to sue somebody, we take that.
Yes.
And we have to be very careful, because, you know, we're not lawyers. And a lot of people want to ask us questions like that, but
Yes.
we're not. And we can only take your information.
Exactly. Not
And that's
lawyers.
very tempting, because we do want to help people, especially having a legal background. You know, I have to shut my mouth and go to the back, you know, but we cannot. You know, we would be, you know.
It must grab
trouble.
your heart when you see especially a single person, a woman with 4 or 5 kids in their home, it's being stolen, and it's like, I want to reach out and hold them, but I can't. You got the laws, you got to do this, and
Yeah.
they don't have the money to afford a lawyer, barely can pay the mortgage. I mean, it's got to be heart-taking. I'm so sorry
There's
just to
nothing
hear
we
that.
can do. One of the things that I wanted to stress, the elderly. Look out for you. If you have anybody in your family who, you know, your parents or aunties who, you know, because they're the targets. They're the main targets. And it's happened to a lot of young people as well. But the elder abuse.
Yeah, and I see that the taxes, y'all have stopped the homeowners' taxes from rising, going on with the property value out here in Douglasville, because I think that's going to be a big issue too. Do your office have any say-so on?
No, we don't, but the meeting that we had Thursday, we had the tax commissioner's office represented, and they were answering those questions. Something I can't speak to, but you know, and I would just like to encourage people to come out when we have these forums, because I like to educate the community. I just believe that as an elected official, we owe y'all something. And so I do try to reach out to the community as often as possible to give you whatever we got.
Yeah, because that's big. Taxes going up. It's really going to take an effect on a lot of people out here with their property value. Yeah, it's good when you're selling it, but you got to think of the people that's still living in that home that they only paid maybe $100,000 for. Now they got to pay $300,000 for it, and them taxes is going to get increased. And now you got to pay that each year as well. So I think that was a great thing that Douglasville, you know, stopped, you know, here for the people of Douglasville.
Now one of the things that I am over, the Board of Equalization. Now, when you get your tax assessment, if you disagree with how they value your home, then you can appeal it. And
I received that in the mail.
Yeah, I'm over the Board of Equalization. And that's a good thing. Look at it.
Really?
And one of the things that was brought out in our forum was that have your home inspected, because when they evaluate it, they're just looking at the outside. And a lot of time you can take some of it off. They can reduce it if there are things inside that house that are not up to par. And that might get you a reduction, you know. And they do it. I mean, it's valuable to have that, because a lot of times they do take them down.
That's informative. But hey, our time is up right now, and we want to thank let's give Miss Annetta Stembridge a hand right now for coming to our show. And we're gonna be talking to you. We got to pay some bills. We'll be back in 2 minutes, so sit tight, okay?
Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rear view mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm. Yield to the right and pull your vehicle over into an off-road area that is safe for both you and the officer. Put your car in park. Remove your foot from the brake and turn the radio off. Remain in your vehicle. Have your driver's license readily available for the officer. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, visible for the officer at all times. If you need to retrieve any items from the interior, explain what you're reaching for to the officer and avoid any sudden movements. Rolling the window down completely establishes a level of trust with the officer and allows for ease of interaction during the routine traffic stop. Be courteous and polite. Be cooperative and willing to follow the officer's instructions. During a routine traffic stop, the officer will return to his vehicle to run the tag and driver's license verification and complete a citation if one is necessary. Once the officer returns and approaches your vehicle, whether or not a citation or warning is issued, please remain calm, courteous, and cooperative. Sign the citation acknowledging you agree to appear in court, and do not dispute the citation with the officer. The officer will give you a court date to explain or defend your infraction.
Okay, ma'am. Like I told you, I did clock you at 51 in a 35 mile per hour speed zone. I did issue a citation, okay? This here is going to be your court date. I just need a signature from you stating that you received a copy of this citation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Here's your driver license.
Thank you.
Along with a copy of the citation, okay? Do you have any questions or concerns for me?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have a nice day, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Following these few simple steps will help ensure a safe interaction for both you and the officer.
I hope these few tips help you as it relates to dealing with law enforcement and traffic stops. Not only in traffic stops, but in all encounters with law enforcement. We hope that all our encounters are safe for the citizens as well as for our officers. Again, we want you to be safe, and if you have any problems with the Douglasville Police Department, don't hesitate to give us a call and make your concerns known. I would add that Georgia is a right to carry state, and we hope that if you are carrying, that on these traffic stops and all encounters, please let the officer know that you are carrying. This will ensure your safety and our officers' safety. Thank you, may God bless you, and may God keep our community safe. We are one.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
Hey, we're back for the second edition. Oh, paranormal. What is it? What is it, Eric?
It's paranormal.
Paranormal. I'm glad my king's helping me, because let me tell you guys something right now. I got Cheerios thinking about it. And we have another special guest, Keva Patton. And she's on the set because I'm so touched, because this woman is from my hometown, New Orleans, and that's even exciting. And this is her first time, so let's give her a hand, y'all. She's a little nervous. That's a silent chill. Hey, we're talking about things go bumps in the night. Do you believe in these paranormal things that's floating around? You know, a lot of time people don't want to admit this. You ever seen something so quick and you just think, did I just see that? I mean, my eyes are playing tricks on me. Nobody don't want to go around and say, I see a ghost, because the first thing, people will be knocking your door, putting that suit on you. Let's go for a ride. Hey, it happened to the best of us, because I've seen some things in my life, and I just like, Lord, I just pray, and I just hope, hey, like I got to say what my grandparents used to say to me. They said, baby, the dead can't hurt you, but they can make you hurt yourself running. So anybody got something to say about that?
Well, first off, I mean, paranormal, I mean, that's a lot of things. I mean, that's from ghosts to UFOs to Bigfoot, I mean, anything that's basically unexplainable.
Okay.
But I believe in paranormal. I mean, because there's people out there that had psychic abilities, and also I had when I was younger. No, I'm from Alabama, so when I was younger, my great aunt, my favorite aunt, passed, and one night I was asleep at my grandmother's house. I was asleep, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was dark, but there was a bright light coming from the living room. And I just so happened to get up, and I looked, and it was just, she was sitting right there, and she looked at me, and then she disappeared.
Were you afraid?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what. I thought it was a dream.
How old were you?
About that time, I think I was about 11, 10
Wow.
or 11.
You was big enough.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've heard a lot about, as I grew older, I've heard a lot about people experiences with the paranormal. We always say, like you said earlier, I thought I saw something go past my head, something go by real quick, and you did. I believe you actually did see something, and then it's gone.
Okay.
So,
not to mention, what about you, Keva? What about you? Ever had any experiences?
Well, when I was pregnant with my first child,
Okay.
I was laying in the bed and I got this real cold feeling. And then there was these 3 women, and they had what was like a blanket or a shawl, and they walked into the bed. Like, that's how I knew they were not real people. They walked into the bed and they laid this blanket across my belly, and then they disappeared. So I called my grandmother and I was like, what in the world just happened to me? And she was like, it means your daughter has a protection over her. You know, she was like, if it was a demon or an entity that was meant to hurt you, it would have hurt you, or it would have tried to hurt you. And she always said that if something tried to talk to you, ask it what it wants, you know, and it may be something trying to warn you about something or give you some kind of protection.
Up ahead,
you know,
dangers or
being
something.
from New Orleans, you know, it's not uncommon to hear about or see, you know, something that's not quote unquote there physically. You know, we always hear those stories. We always have those people out there that had something happen to them, you know, and told you and your family. So I wasn't scared. I just wanted to know what it meant.
Okay.
You know, so yeah.
No, and I want to say this right now. If someone have that same experience or different experiences, please call in. The lines are open right now. I want to see what King D gonna say, because I do have something to say behind this. What you guys saying? I was just holding back.
Well, if you're asking if I do believe in the paranormal or the ghosts, absolutely. Absolutely.
Get
There.
some water. Throw it on
Come
him.
on, you already know. I'm a spiritual being anyway, so you already know that. I definitely know that they exist. Yeah, for sure. I done had experiences as well, similar to what you were saying. Woke up in the middle of the night and, you know, seeing my grandmother there, you know, after she had passed. So, you know, I know they exist. Absolutely.
That's deep, because it's funny how y'all mentioned grandmothers. I was, you know how people say that's my baby. I always call my grandmother my baby. Born in Mississippi, she would let my brother sleep with him because he a bedwetter. I love to be upon her snug, and I was living in New Orleans, first time. I think I was second grade, and I remember my grandmother died, and as she died, I saw it, and I didn't get how she died. I remember she died because I remember waking up. My mom was crying. My dad was holding her, and I said, "What's wrong, Mom?" She said, "Your grandma just died." And how I found out later how she died, I experienced something she did. I have that car, and you know, you turn the ignition and it don't start. Somebody got to turn it, and you touch the wire on the battery. What happened? I found out my grandmother was in the car with her siblings. The thing was turned. She touched the wire. The car ran over her and drug her to a tree. They found her tongue. That next day, she was crushed to death. But ever since then, I used to be terrified of the dark. And I think it was a good 20 years ago. I don't have fear of the dark. I love sleeping in the dark because I have the thing that I know God is with me. When I have a chill, I feel spirits, because y'all don't believe this. Some people don't believe this, but they got spirits in your home. They're not always to hurt somebody, like you say, to warn you, to help you. And I say, I rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Jesus. I tell you, it just shrub off of me. I don't have no fears anymore. And I've seen my relatives and all those, and everyone die. I always see them. But a lot of time people have experiences. They don't want to sit in there because they're going to think you're crazy. I have other friends who had issues. Their mom died, and she lives in her own home. She had these little shoes she gave her mom, used to walk around in. She was just sitting in the car in the driveway because her mom died. The shoes popped out. Nowhere. And she wasn't scared. She wasn't afraid. So I'm not afraid of anything no more. And I'm so glad you guys admit it. So now y'all can see now we're not crazy. Things happen for a reason. It's a reason how even all of us met, even the young lady at the end right there. So like I say, if anybody want to call in, please call in. And I'm going to say this once again, early segment, we had Annetta in. It was a blessing to have her. That information, I gotta call her for that because that really touched me. And even now, I got my sister now, Keva, just being a part of this show. It makes me feel good and hope to see more. And I believe you're working on something. You was working on something. You was telling me, audio book or something.
Yes, I have a book that I published, and I'm turning into an audiobook because a lot of people aren't really reading paperback books, but they are into the audiobooks. So I'm going to turn it into an audiobook also.
Oh, wait a minute. We got a call. Hold up.
Talk Show Kings.
Hello, how are you all?
All right, how you doing?
Doing good.
I'm
just calling to, it's not kind of off topic, but I was just calling to say that one of your kings has been celebrating a birthday, and I just want him to have his moment. Steve just had his birthday, and I want y'all to wish him happy birthday.
Oh,
thank you.
Happy birthday.
Oh, okay. Thanks for telling us. He wasn't going to tell us nothing. He probably ate some can't bring no cake with us.
But I want to make sure he was celebrated. So y'all have a great show.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now we got to sing happy birthday on the set. Huh?
Stop it.
And you're quiet about that. Okay, happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man. That's a blessing. Just to say you breathing, you speaking about paranormal, that some people didn't wake up this morning. It's a blessing just to be here. Thank God for that. But like I was saying earlier about your audiobook, that's interesting. You've written a book already, I believe, right?
Yes, I did. I read it and published it in 2018.
Oh, okay. What's interesting in Douglasville at TV 1061, in this community, we have people do all sorts of things. Sometimes we can talk to you and you want to promote what you're doing. Hey, talk to us and we can see if we can get you booked on the show or whatever, So all I'm just saying, and getting back to the paranormal thing, if anybody right now wondering, say somebody just died, and you're wondering, you ever wonder in your mind where they're at right now? Because some people come to me, they say, well, my brother lives a bad life. And he said, I hate when people tell me, well, my brother in heaven looking down. And he said, I don't think my brother is in heaven. I say, what? But then again, I'm not the judge, the jury, and executioner. So, all I can do is say, wow. I always think at that final rest before you close your eyes, your spirit, I'm thinking you asking God to forgive you. I don't know. Well, I don't know what God is going to do, but I do know the Bible says the grave is silent. God said he does not hear the grave. It's silent to him. That's why right now you should, if you have something against somebody or somebody did you something or you did them something, it's best to give them their flowers. Because I always tell my kids, don't give me no flowers and I'm dead. I mean, I want to hit it right now. I want to receive them. So I look at it's a testament right now just in King D's birthday. I mean, that's an honor. That's a blessing on the Sunday on the show too. But hey, but before I switch it over anymore, is anything anybody want to say about the Oh, you got some secrets.
In case anybody wants to know, my dad died about 4 years ago, and I have his ashes. I actually left my bracelet in the car. I actually have an urn with his ashes in that also. And I think he lives in my closet because my lights will go on and off and the door open. And if I ask him to stop, if I say, Dad, stop, he'll turn it off.
Talk Show Kings, man, who's calling?
Hello, hi. First of all, thank you for this topic. Listening to you talk about your grandparents, it just gave me so many chills. I recently lost my grandmother, and she was like a very spiritual person, went to church, always told me how to protect myself. My mother, I always grown up, always had terrible deja vu. I see these images in my sleep, and in the daytime it would be car accidents, it would be all kind of crazy things. And I used to like brush it off. As a middle schooler, I brushed it off. But my mother was in a abusive relationship, and I had this flash of all of this white furniture just torn up. And in reality, it was my stepfather tearing up my bedroom set. And I told my grandmother, and she said, anytime you have deja vu, to say, angels of the Lord be with you, angels of the Lord be with you, angels of the Lord be with you. And so every time I see it now, I get a flash something, I'll say that because it's a warning to me. So I definitely believe in the paranormal, and you speaking about your grandmother just reminded me that my grandmother is still with me. So thank you for that.
Thank you for calling.
Yes, thanks for the call.
Condolences to you also. Yeah, I mean, hey, I guess you start talking about that. A lot of people have stories, you know, those backdoor stories and stories your great grandparents told you. I just believe that dead bodies are spread all over this world, and we don't realize things that sometimes you see a child and they say, you remind me of somebody I used to know 30, 40 years ago. Do y'all believe that some spirits not at rest? Do y'all believe that?
I definitely do, and I was just about to say something about that. But first, I'm going to let you go ahead and finish what you were saying about your dad.
Oh, yes. Like, if the lights go on and off in my closet, like, it'll just, one day the light turned on, but it was like really dim. It was on, but it wasn't on, and I couldn't turn it on or off. It just stayed there for like 4 days. The closet door stayed open. I tried to close it. It wouldn't close.
Wow.
And then I just like, okay, Dad, what is it? And then the light just went off. I was like, oh, you just wanted me to acknowledge the fact that you were there? It's like, okay. It's like, all right,
Yeah,
whatever.
That's wild.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
Literally.
So you talk about unrest. I'm sure that we've seen the previews of how many deaths and everything that's going on at Lake Lanier.
Oh, I heard about that.
Every
Yes.
year, knowing that Lake Lanier is built on a whole town.
And I think it's been deep,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
underwater or something.
Yeah, flooded it. They flooded the
Yes.
whole
Flooded
town.
the whole town. And that's why I believe that those souls are not resting. That's the reason why all the death is going on
What
that
you
lake.
think should be done? They should drain it, and what is the lake? Is they ever drained it, or is it still under?
I don't think they ever drained it. I haven't. All I know, people still go there. Even I've been there, but after I found all that information out, I won't be going there.
Well, I definitely believe that it's definitely a lot of spirits out here floating around, you know, and, you know, they exist, they're real, and they also get into people.
Exactly.
You know, people become possessed from these demons or these jinns or these spirits or whatever you want to call them. And people got to, and that's why a lot of people, and I was just talking to somebody, you know, the other day about self-checking, checking yourself, seeing what's really going on with you, who's operating you. You know what I'm saying? Because these demons can get inside of you and they can cause you to do things that's really not your regular behavior. You know, I mean, you know, you see these mean kids at school, you know, teasing each other. That's a demon. That's not an average. That's not normal.
No.
You know, these demons are getting into our youth. It's causing, and because of the television, the music, you know, and they're possessing our kids. They're possessing adults. And so we got to understand that this behavior isn't funny at all. None of these things that you're doing that's coming from a negative aspect is not funny. You know what I'm saying? If it's not coming from a divine spirit or a divine origin, then you know it's demonic. You know, and so that's why we got to check our kids. We got to check ourselves, because we say things mean to each other too. You know, and we got to check our behaviors because we don't really actually understand that it's really a jinn inside of you causing you to say these things and do these things, and these kids as well.
You know, I was sitting here listening to you. I was thinking about this thing. Everybody was afraid to fly over this. Over a country, this called the devil's something.
Talking about the Bermuda Triangle.
The Bermuda Triangle is right there. I hear a lot of deaths. You know, Amelia, what's her last name? Huh? Earhart died there. They could never found her body. Said a lot of people went through there, and that was in my mind pondering. You see, people don't like to talk about these things. Like, oh, and then you wonder, were they alive? And they're alive and think, I'm going to die here. Because I remember this being in California. I remember this home, it sunk, and they couldn't get him out. And the more they went down, it was killing the guy's brother. He died alive. And he said, if we go in the deeper, the crane, everything going to fall. It was just sinking. So everything you guys saying here right now, and the late individual called in, I feel her spirit, because I know people are feeling things. Everybody said, well, I don't want to think about it. You can fake it all you want. And you look at all those movies. You remember all those movies, the demon. I don't even watch them anymore. You know. Yeah. Because, and you're right about inviting them. You remember, it's fiction. The vampire is fiction. And the thing about the vampire, they say he can never come into your house until you what?
Invite him.
The same thing you just said. You invite. You people go with those things. Yeah, I think Kanye West said something one time. He was on stage. I accept the devil or something. He had a concert. I was looking at him. He said, I accept the devil. I'm like, what? You know, you're inviting him, and then you do some weird things behind that thing. So you got to watch what you say.
Yeah, because it's running prevalent right now, you know. That's why a lot of these things that's happening right now in this world, because it's overpopulated with these demonic energies, you know. You don't see too many, you know, great things happening these days, because you know they pushing a lot of negativity, you know what I mean, like you say, you know, to the kids, to the adults, you know. It's on television, it's on your phone, you know. We got to really be mindful of what we watch, you know, and what we listen to, because they can get into us too.
Well, like what you were saying, my grandmother always told me when I was younger, like with the music, the lyrics, if you don't exactly know what you're saying, do not say it, because you could be putting spells on yourself. You could be releasing the demon. Yes. You could be letting him take hold of yourself. You have no idea what's going on. You just like the beat to it. You just bop into the beat, but you just let something take completely hold of you, and you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I'm smiling, laughing, because when I was a kid, somebody say, you ever heard the thing about Bloody Mary? This, if you look in the mirror, if you say it so many times, you're going to come. I think I said 10 times. I think I got the 8 and quit. I ain't doing it.
That's just like Candyman, that movie Candyman.
Oh, yeah, literally.
Come out there, you know, movies now are so deep. One movie still stick to my skin. And I was young. I watched that movie, and to this day, and I've seen it recently, and still I jump. You remember the movie Carrie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where everything was okay. It's like doom, doom, and then that hand came out of that grave. I'm screaming too. And what's that one? The girl turned her head spin.
That's the
Exorcist.
Exorcist. That movie still.
A lot of those movies are sort of like the spirits we're dealing with that's out here now. I mean, The Exorcist. I mean, what you got even with telepathic abilities that's they carry. So I mean, that's psychics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, also, I mean, have you ever seen a UFO?
Oh, man. Don't speak about my wife. My wife don't play that. I believe in it, so she believe in it.
There's a lot of celestial
But some people
beings.
play with it and they died. Remember that the girl did a movie? Where are you? Remember?
Paranormal Activity.
But that wasn't what the name of the movie. It was big. She was in the television and pull out.
Oh, The Ring?
Was it?
The Ring?
No. Portuguese. Somebody in the audience. Thanks who said that in the audience. Portuguese. That movie was, that little girl died later, you know, and remember Damien. See, people just don't talk about it because you're going to feel like, oh, you crazy, or you stupid. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. But I'm going to tell you something. There's a coincidence to everything. People supposed to meet. People supposed to pass by. You ever went by somebody and their spirit felt so dark? Oh, I ain't talking to that person. Something about them. They feel cold. You know, so it look like you got something to say.
I do not hug everybody. I do not let everybody's energies touch me. No. But what I was going to say was I have 6 kids.
Wow.
I raised 6 kids. They are grown. And you do not pay attention a lot of times because we were all raised on the same lullabies. Watch those lullabies. Like Rockabye Baby is deadly. Do you ever listen to the words to Rockabye Baby?
Don't you cry.
Rockabye Baby is about a baby falling out of a tree.
Whoa, really?
Like, you're like, why would you tell this to an infant? Like, they don't even understand. But just Rockabye Baby on a treetop when the wind blows, when the cradle will rock, when the bough breaks. The cradle will fall, down will come cradle baby and all. That's not nice.
Yeah, we got a lot of things that we repeat. That's
why would we say that to a? That's supposed to be soothing.
Well, I go deeper. What about the
soothing?
Valentine.
Yeah, that's about killing people.
It's going in your heart.
It's not.
My wife and I stopped celebrating after we heard this guy preaching. He said it was a demon. And who shoots a spear in the heart? And then we haven't celebrated, I kid you not, 15 years. We don't do it anymore. You know, we don't even do Halloween. People don't come. I turn the lights out. You know, woo.
Yeah, because we got to understand that, you know, a lot of times we're telling these stories to our kids, and it's really frightening to these kids, you know, just like the tooth fairy. You know, you tell your child, you know, we got a tooth fairy, right? You know, you take out your teeth, put it up under your pillow. Boom, you put it up on your pillow, you're going to get something from the tooth fairy, right? So my friend's daughter, she did it, and she woke up, and her dad had put like $10 up under there. But she jumped up hollering and crying and scared because she didn't see somebody come into her room. So she was scared because they told her something about a tooth fairy coming into her room in the middle of the night up under her pillow. You know,
well, I got to cut right now. Final thoughts. Our final thoughts real quick. We glad for our guests. And give our hand, guys. Come in and put that into it. Hey, we run out of time for final thoughts. We'll be here next week. We hope you're here. Look, I'm working cross-eyed again. We hope you'll be here next week. We have a wonderful show coming up. Thank you and God bless. Kings out.
Peace.
Peace.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.